Hi there, my name is Jake and I'm here today to share with you about how to use Loom to record videos for your students. Now, this video, while intended for educators, can also be viewed by students looking to use Loom, or by other professionals looking to use Loom, or by Steve, who's looking to record a video for his grandma about how to check her Facebook status. I don't know. It can be for anybody, but my goal is for educators here. Now, in this video, I'm going to use the Chrome version of Loom. It does work in other apps like Firefox and Safari and Microsoft Edge and things like that, but I'm going to be using the Chrome version. There is also a software version of Loom, which has some more abilities, but you can only use that version if you're in a pro account. Now, convenient for the educators viewing, because all educators and students on their education accounts have free access to pro versions, which means you can use that desktop software version. Now, if you're on a Chromebook, which many of our students are, you won't be able to use that version because Chromebooks can't have software installed on them. Hopefully, Loom will bring some of the things that are in the software version to the Chrome version in the future anyhow. But in this video, I'm just going to use the Chrome version. I'll do another video at another time where I go over the software version and some of the enhanced features that are available in that one. Okay, so I'm on the Loom for Education page. I'm going to look at the pricing here to show you how it compares between the free and the paid versions here. Notice it says the basic is free, the pro is $10 a month, but it's free for education. So educators get access to the free version, which gives them the drawing tool, which is only in the software version, gives them the ability to have custom recording dimensions, meaning not their whole screen, which I believe is only in the software version as well, and calls to actions, which means adding a link into your video. Okay, those are only in the pro version, but for educators, those are free. Notice also if I go down to the feature breakdown down here, I see right here that basic users only have 25 videos. Your videos can be as long as you want in Loom, but if you're on a free account, you can only have 25. If you're on a pro account, like an educator, you could have as many as you want. Again, they can be any length you want, but free is limited to 25 total videos. Pro has an unlimited number of videos of an unlimited length. Okay, so let's go back to that education plan here. Let's go ahead and create our account here to be able to use it. So I'm going to click on Get Loom for free. Notice, by the way, I'll have to click on Verify Education Account to get that free pro account. I'm on a Gmail, so I can't do that, but you'll want to click on that to make sure you have your paid version there. So I'm going to click Get Loom for free. I'll select how I want to create an account with Loom. I could either just use my email address or use Google or use Slack. I'm going to use Google. There's pros and cons to each option. I'm going to go ahead and use Google for myself though. Okay, I'm going to see Loom's privacy policy. Of course, you want to read through this and you want to make sure your school district has kind of signed off or approved Loom's privacy policy as well. But I'm going to go ahead and agree and move forward. It's going to ask me how I'm using Loom. I'm going to say I'm using it as a teacher. Even though I'm on a personal Gmail account, I can still say that I'm a teacher so that they know. This is just them collecting data on who's using the program. Click Continue. Now here's the option between the software version or the Chrome version. And again, in this video, I'm going to use the Chrome extension version. I can also use that software version to get more options out of it. You can see down there includes drawing tools, custom sizing, and HD recording. And those things are all great, and if you have access to the ability to use them, I certainly would recommend doing it. But again, in this version, I'm just going to use the Chrome extension here. So I'm going to click Install Extension. It's going to take me to the Chrome Web Store and ask me to add it to Chrome. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to have to click to approve to add it. And then I'm going to see it pop up in the right in my extension menu. Now, if you're in a newer version of Chrome like I am, you'll see this extension puzzle piece that your extensions are stored within. If you're in a slightly older version, you might not see the puzzle piece. You might just see a list of extensions in that same area right there. Okay, so if I click away from that, it's gone away. Click on the puzzle piece, and there it is. And I can pin it so that I can more easily access it and have access to it right there in my extensions bar. Okay, so let's go ahead and try out Loom, right? Okay, and let's do a recording. So when I click on the Loom button up here, I'll see some of the options. The first thing I have to do though is give Loom the rights to use my microphone and use my camera, which are kind of important to making a video. So I'm going to go ahead and give it that access. Okay, and now it says I'm ready to go. And now up here in the top right, I see my recording settings, and down in the bottom left, I see my webcam down there. Okay, now I'm gonna have to decide whether I want that webcam to appear or not in my video, and then we'll do that up here in the top right. So I'm gonna go ahead and hide these things down here for the moment. Hide those, hide my webcam, but I'll bring them back in a little bit. Up here in the top right, I can see that there are 3 different types of recordings I could do. One is my screen and my camera, which as a teacher I recommend. You can make the camera go away during the video, but it's important, I think, for the students to see your face in the video. You are their trusted teacher. Now, if you're in a situation where maybe you're recording a video for just anybody to watch and your face is not an important part of it, you might want to click just screen. That's fine too. Or maybe if you just haven't had your cup of coffee and done your hair yet, you can do that too. The other option is camera only. So this is just taking a regular recording. Now, why would you want to do that when you can just use your camera on your phone or something like that? Well, it's nice that they'll be automatically stored on Loom and you can send students there to watch them. So if you just need to post a message to your students as a video and you don't need to actually show your screen, that is an option here in Loom too, and it is a convenient one that you can use. Let's hop back over to screen and cam. You can see inside of the screen and cam options, I have two additional options. One is full desktop. That means it's going to record your entire screen. I don't like that it says desktop because that's not what it really means. It means your entire screen. And the second is just your current tabs. That means for me, it's only going to record when I'm in Google Chrome. And you see this red record symbol up here in the top left to indicate that. And if I open up another tab, it's not going to record there. Okay? See, it's recording here, but it's not recording here. Okay, so it's only recording in that current tab. But I'm going to say on full desktop, that way I can go to multiple tabs if I want. Now, current tab is nice if maybe you have a script for your video in a different tab, or maybe you just have something that you're looking at that isn't part of the video in a different tab. It might be a nice way to make sure that doesn't become part of your video, but I normally leave it on full desktop mode. Okay, let's look at show advanced options down here below it. I could select what camera I'm using. I could select if I want the camera flipped. It's defaulted to on, so that if I show some text or something like that, it'll show up, like if I show a piece of paper, it'll show up going the correct direction, but I can flip it back to mirrored if I want to. I can select what microphone I'm using. I want to make sure that I see my microphone line going up and down here to make sure that I am in fact picking up audio. I could turn the microphone off if I want to. I don't recommend doing it, but you could. This option here refers to when you have your webcam off and you're doing screen only, and this is the option of whether or not you're gonna have your profile photo be on the screen or not. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this off. Do I want the control menu to pop up down there? I can turn it off if I want. I can turn it on if I want. I see those three dots. That's the control menu right there. Okay, and then do I want the recording countdown to appear? And we'll see that in a second. Yes, I do want the recording countdown to appear. Let's bring my camera back on the screen here. Oop. Click back in, start over again. There's my camera coming back up down there. Now, before I start recording, I could choose how big I want my camera to be, small, medium, or super large. There I am. And I can also decide where I want it to be on the screen, and then I can make changes to that during the video. So it's nice sometimes to start off with a full screen video, not full screen, but really large video, and introduce the students what you're going to be talking about and things like that. And then as you start recording, either reduce the size to medium or reduce the size to small, or move the video elsewhere on the screen, or click the X to make it go away. And you can do those things during the video. So we'll check that out in a second. So I'm going to leave it like that. I can click play to start the recording, or I can click start recording over here. I'm going to do that. I've got to decide what part of my screen I'm sharing. So am I recording my entire screen? Okay, which is the normal option. And if you have a separate thing plugged in, like a projector or a monitor, like I have my laptop right here and an external monitor right there, I could select which of the two I'm recording from, okay? Or I could select just a certain application window. So I want to record everything in Google Chrome, but I don't want to record Spotify that I have open in the background or something like that. So that's what that option is for, if you have other things open that you want to make sure are not part of your recording, or just your desktop itself if you've got a cluttered desktop. I'm going to go with your entire screen. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click on share. I could pause the countdown as it goes. Sometimes I miss pausing it in time. But I am now recording, and I'll show you at the end how I could cut that part out of the recording. Okay, now let's look around my screen a little bit here. First of all, I see my webcam here. As I said, during the video, I can move it wherever I want. I could change the screen size while recording my video here, and I can make it go away. The other thing I want to point out is down here at the bottom, I have this notice that says Loom is sharing your screen right now. This is just like a security thing so that you know that it's recording your screen at the moment. Now, this is going to show up in your video. And if you're okay with that, that's fine. You could use the stop sharing button as a way to stop your video. If you don't want this to show up in your video, you'll want to start at the very beginning of your recording by clicking hide. It's still sharing my screen, it's still recording, but that notice is now gone from there. Okay, let's look at some of those options down there in that bottom left down there. So the next thing over I see is the camera settings option. So this will allow me to change what camera I'm using. Currently it's on FaceTime HD and it's turned off. Actually, if I click on none and then close that, and then click on this, I can get my webcam to pop back up. So that's one way to get that to reappear down there. But I don't like having it on because I'm already over here. So I'm going to go ahead and close that back out. But this is a nice option if you have multiple cameras plugged in, like your webcam and maybe a document camera, so you could show a worksheet or an experiment or something like that. So you could toggle between multiple webcams in Loom. That's a really neat thing that you could potentially do right there. Okay. The next option over you see is an X, which cancels the recording. It doesn't finish the recording, it cancels it, meaning I've given up on this recording. It's not going to be saved. So you click that X to stop. I can also pause the recording, get a drink of water, send a quick text message. Is that really what texting looks like? And then record or resume whenever I'm ready. I can resume by clicking that button or just clicking on this black box here. So now I'm recording again. When I'm done recording, I'm going to click this check mark to finish the recording. Notice, by the way, it's going to record whatever I say and do on screen. Notice it's not changing what my cursor looks like or anything like that. My cursor is going to look normal in this Chrome version. There's no pen tool in the Chrome version. The desktop app does have a pen where I could draw on the screen. There's no like highlighting my clicking or anything like that in the desktop or in the Chrome version of Loom. It is in the desktop version. There's some nice features, but they're not here in the Chrome version of Loom. I'm going to click the check mark to be done. I can also click on the Loom button here to click be done. Either one of them works to finish off your recording. It's going to celebrate me finishing my first recording. It's going to offer to take me through on a tour. Let's go ahead and do that to see what all's in here. So the first thing it says here is you can edit your title. Okay. Oh, let's edit the title. So you can see that currently the title of my video is the title of the web page I was on, which was Untitled Document. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on it. I'm going to change it to Demo Loom Recording. Okay, that looks good. Let's see what the next tip is. The next tip is I can send my video to somebody by copying this link. So that's one of the wonderful things about Loom is it automatically has this web-based version of the video ready for other people to see. So I can copy that link and get it right to them. Let's see what the next tip is. The next tip is changing how people access that link. So by default, I copy that link and anybody that I send the link to will be able to see it, but only if they have that link. The alternative is changing it to public, which means that anybody in the world can see it. So if I want to change it so that they can find it on Google, that's the option for doing it. Okay, let's see the next tip there. Okay, accessing by email. So if I'm on the Pro version, which as an educator I would be, I can invite people by email address. Now it requires them, you to know all of their email addresses to do it. So I don't often do that. Okay, next tip here is adding a password. So if you want to keep your video extra secure, you can also add a password. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make my password taco. Got to type it in twice to make sure I typed it right. I'm not going to save that password. That'd be a weird password to save. And now when I send it to my students, I'm going to want to give them the link and the password taco. Now, a fun idea is I can also kind of make this part of a breakout. I can give them the link, but they have to earn the password somehow by solving some kind of puzzle or answering something right and find out that that password is taco, and then they'll be able to access the video. So that's a nice little thing you could use in your class to kind of spice things up, like a spicy taco, right? Okay, let's see what the next tip here is after adding the password. So down here are my settings, trim, and more. So we're going to explore each of those. So settings, a couple things that I have the ability to do. I could turn comments on and off. So if it's on, your students can comment on your videos. Next, do I want to be notified in email when I get a comment? You probably do in case your students say something inappropriate in there or have a question in there. Next, do I want my students to be able to leave emoji reactions to my videos? And you can see them down along the bottom of the screen here. Do I want them to be able to click at certain times to react? I think this is probably something that most teachers turn off, but it could be a nice formative assessment for kids to click the thumbs up or thumbs down when they do or don't understand something, but I could turn that off if I want. Do I want an animated thumbnail? In other words, when somebody comes to this page, do I want the video to look like it's already playing, or do I want it to look like a static image? It doesn't really matter. It's just an aesthetic thing. Down below there, do I want my viewers to be able to download my video? I don't know why they'd want to, but if you want to keep it secure, you could turn that option off. Of course, they could just record their screen or something though themselves and then have your video that way. So it's not really a super secure thing, but it's a little extra added layer of security if you turn that off. One benefit to allowing the downloading and leaving this turned on is that your students, if they have no internet at home, could potentially like download the video while they're at school or the library or Starbucks or something, and then watch it at home without internet, or watch it on the school bus without internet. So if they're somewhere where they don't have internet, they could download it when they do and watch it later while they don't. And then below there, do I want them to know how many views and likes my videos received? If I don't want them to, I will turn that off. I'm going to click Save on those settings. Okay, let's look at Trim next. So Trim opens this video up. I'm going to go ahead and close down this tour here. Trim opens this video up and gives me the option to start trimming. Now, when I click Start Trimming, it's going to select an area of my video to delete. Okay, so notice that this means that I could delete from the beginning of the video. So click this all the way to the beginning. Click this to where I want to cut out. I could delete the end of the video, okay? Or I could delete in the middle of the video. Okay, so if I have a time in the middle where I made a mistake, I could delete that right out of there. And you can see I'm deleting from 1 minute and 18.6 seconds through to 1 minute and 32.6 seconds. So I'm deleting, what is that, about 14 seconds worth of video. So we should see that when I'm done, my 3 minute 8 second long video is now a 2 minute 56 second long video, or whatever that would be turn out to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and click remove. Oh, I've got to click publish changes. It'll take about a minute to go through and finish making those changes, but I'll see when it's done that my video now has a shorter length because I've done that. The nice thing is, if I want to cut that part out of the middle and cut part of the beginning off when I was getting prepared to start, and cut part of the end off when I was looking for the stop button, I could do that. I could do those multiple trims to get my video just the way I want to. So there are a bunch of things that I could do to get rid of it. Notice, by the way, when a viewer comes to your video, they have options of how fast they want to watch the video. It's really great to be able to watch a video in extra speed, especially if you're just trying to get a quick idea of what they're trying to say in the video. Notice when I click play on here and look at the video, it is now 2 minutes and 54 seconds long. So that 14 seconds is now gone from the video. Okay, so I've talked about how to copy my link. I've talked about how to add the password. The last thing we see is down below here. I can reply to my video. It suggests that I give the link to the page I was on. I'm not going to do that, but that's a nice little suggestion. I could say in here, great video, post it. Notice I can also record a reply as a video. That's a new beta feature in Loom where you could respond to a video with a video. Really nice feature they've added in there to see maybe if the students respond or understand what you said there or not. Okay. Also notice it timestamps my comment. So I was at 1 second into the video when I made that comment. So it's going to tell you this is where he was when he made that comment. Now, last, let's look at that password feature. So I'm going to click on copy link. I'm going to go to an incognito window, which means a window where I'm not logged in as myself. I'm going to paste in that link, and I'm going to go to this video, and it's going to say this video is private, enter a password. So my password was taco. I'm going to click enter, and now I'm into the video. Notice I can also leave a comment down here. And notice as the viewer here, it asks me my name. I can type in whatever name I want, which might be a security issue in your classrooms. If your students are commenting, that they could type in whatever name they want and not get caught with whatever they might have typed in there. Notice as the student, I could delete my response if I want, but I can't delete the other person's response. However, as the video creator, or in this situation, the teacher, I can, if I refresh the page, I can delete my comment. I can also delete the viewer's comments. That is a nice additional security feature there. Okay, so that just about does it for the recording process and the sharing process. We've talked about all these different things down here. Two more things I want to point out down at the bottom. One is custom thumbnail. That is if I want to change what my video looks like before you click on it to play it. You'll see that in YouTube where they have like a title, a fancy looking title image that you can click on before you start watching the video. Not really something you need to use in the classroom, but it is nice if you want to do that. You see a call to action button, which will allow you to add a link in here. So it's called a call to action, meaning you're calling the user to do something like go look at my web page here, or go download the book here, or I don't know, whatever it might be. But this would allow me to add a link into the video. So I'm going to say click here. I'm going to say that I want it to lead the user to google.com. I'm going to say that I want it to be a orange button. I'm going to say that I want the text to be black. I'm going to say that I want it to be a rounded button, and I'm going to click save. And now when the viewer watches the video, that button appears up here in the top corner, and it is a live link they can click on. Notice when I go away from the video, it goes away. When I come back to the video, it's there. So it's there the whole time, and I can only add one of them. I can edit it and remove it if I choose to. Okay, last couple things I want to show you here in using Loom are a couple of the buttons that you see down below the recording. The first one is download. In order to get your video into YouTube or Edpuzzle or anything like that, you are going to want to use this download option as well as Google Drive. The only way to get them to there is to download the video first. So you've got that option there. And this next one here is duplicate video. So if you want two different versions of the video for some reason, maybe you want comments from one class in this video and comments from a different class in the next video, or maybe you want to edit it for a different usage, or maybe you want to use it a different school year or something like that, you could duplicate the video and have two separate versions of it that way. The next option is the trash can if you want that video to go away forever. The next option is the share button, which has a couple of options like a link or a linked GIF to the video and things like that where they click on it and come to it, or embed, which would make the video appear on a different page. So a couple of different options there if you want to email it to somebody. Unfortunately, no options to go directly to Google Classroom or something like that, but you can copy that link from up above, hop over to Google Classroom and paste it in there. So that is an option that you could do that way as well. Underneath there you see move to folder, and that's because with Loom videos you can organize your videos into folders. To see those folders, I would click on my videos here and it would bring me to my folder view. You can see I've automatically got a folder full of videos from Loom of tutorials for how to use it. So those are incredibly useful for us to be able to use right there. So I recommend do go in and check those out. But here is my video that I've just used. I can make some edits to it and rename it and archive it and things like that from right here. Or I can open it up to get back to that menu, or I can add a folder and put it into it, which is a really nice feature that's built into Loom. I can even make a public folder for maybe like all of my videos from my class, and then I could post it for all of my students to be able to get to all of my videos from right here in Loom. By the way, if I ever want to get back to this menu, all I've got to do is go to loom.com, and as long as I'm logged into my account, it'll bring me right back to there. Okay. If I'm not logged into my account, I log in and it'll bring me to there. And that does it. That is using Loom in the classroom. Again, that's the Chrome version. There's versions for different extensions. There's also the desktop version, which I'll do in a future video, which gives you some other tools like the pen tool to draw on the screen and a circle that shows when you click. Very nice tools if you have access to them, but if you're on a Chromebook, you won't be able to use them, which is why I wanted to focus on this usage of it first. So I hope that helps. I appreciate you watching. If you're an educator, I appreciate what you do for your students. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for working so hard. Thank you for continuing to be a lifelong learner, and thank you for what you do. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.